This video is intended only to supplement the written installation instructions that accompanied your product, not to replace those installation instructions. The written installation instructions should be read and available to you before you attempt to install the product. If you have any questions about the instructions in this video or are not comfortable performing the installation demonstrated, contact manufacturer's customer service. Before you begin the installation of the gas range, refer to the installation manual for a list of recommended tools and parts you may need. If installing the range in a recessed cabinet space, the opening will need to be at least 30 1/8 inches from side to side and 24 inches from front to back. The appliance will need to be positioned 2 inches from the rear wall, with the oven frame extending at least a ½ inch beyond the front of the cabinets. The electrical supply for the appliance must be 120 volts at 60 Hz. A dedicated circuit is recommended. The gas supply pipe must be equipped with a manual shutoff valve. If local codes permit, a ½ inch or 3/4 inch flexible stainless steel supply line should be used to connect the gas pressure regulator to the rigid gas supply pipe. Warning: excessive weight hazard. Use 2 or more people to move and install range. Failure to do so can result in back or other injury. Remove the racks and any other materials from the oven and broiler cavity. Now have an assistant help you to gently tip the range back and rest the rear of the appliance on a blanket or on the cardboard packaging. Use an adjustable wrench to loosen the leveling legs. All legs should be adjusted to the same height so the stovetop aligns properly with the countertop. Return the range to its upright position, setting the legs on a piece of cardboard so the appliance can be easily moved. Warning: tip-over hazard. A child or adult can tip the range and be killed. Install anti-tip bracket to floor or wall per installation instructions. Slide range back so rear range foot is engaged in the slot of the anti-tip bracket. Re-engage anti-tip bracket if range is moved. Do not operate range without anti-tip bracket installed and engaged. Failure to follow these instructions can result in death or serious burns to children and adults. Detach the anti-tip bracket from the oven rack. The bracket can be mounted to the wall or the floor. Using measuring tape, determine where the center of the recessed wall opening is and mark it. Position the bracket so the V-notch is exactly 9 5/8 inches to the left or right of the center line. Mark the appropriate bracket holes for floor or wall mounting. Using a 1/8 inch diameter drill bit, drill the holes where marked. Align the anti-tip bracket and use a Phillips head screwdriver to thread and tighten the provided screws to secure the bracket. Now gently move the range close enough to its final location to allow for the gas and electrical connections. Then remove the cardboard from underneath the appliance. Warning: explosion hazard. Use a new CSA International approved gas supply line. Install a shutoff valve. Securely tighten all gas connections. If connected to LP, have a qualified person make sure gas pressure does not exceed 14 inches, 36 centimeters, water column. Examples of a qualified person include licensed heating personnel, authorized gas company personnel, and authorized service personnel. Failure to do so can result in death, explosion, or fire. Apply pipe joint compound to any non-flared adapter ends. Attach one adapter to the gas pressure regulator and the other adapter to the pipe with the gas shutoff valve. Use an adjustable wrench and channel lock pliers to tighten both adapters. Next, attach the flexible gas supply line to the adapters. All connections must be wrench tightened, but avoid over-tightening. With the gas connections secured, check that the gas pressure regulator shutoff valve is in the on position, and open the manual shutoff valve on the gas supply pipe. Test all of the connections by applying a non-corrosive leak detection solution. The solution will bubble if there is a leak. Any leaking connections should be corrected. Next, position the burner caps by aligning the notches in the caps with the pins on the burner bases. Gently set the two burner grates into place. Replace the racks in the oven and broiler. Warning: electrical shock hazard. Plug into a grounded 3-prong outlet. Do not remove ground prong. Do not use an adapter. Do not use an extension cord. Failure to follow these instructions can result in death, fire, or electrical shock. Plug the range power cord into a grounded electrical outlet. Now gently push the range into its final location, making sure the rear leg slides into the anti-tip bracket. To confirm this, place a foot against the broiler door, and grasping the side of the control panel, attempt to tilt the range forward. The bracket should immediately prevent the appliance from tipping forward. Next, place a level on the oven rack and determine if the range is level from side to side and front to back. If the range is not level, pull the range forward until the rear leveling leg is free of the anti-tip bracket. Support the front or rear of the appliance with a wood block or a comparable sturdy object. Adjust one or more of the leveling legs to raise or lower the range as necessary. Confirm the range is level. Then push the appliance back into place, making sure the rear leg is secured in the anti-tip bracket. Now check the operation of the surface burners by turning each control knob to the ignite setting. The gas will normally ignite within 4 seconds, although this may take longer the first time a burner is lit because of air in the gas line. With the control knob set to high, confirm that the inner cone of the flame is a very distinct blue. When the control knob is turned to the low setting, the steady blue flame should be 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch high. If necessary, you can adjust the height of the flame. With the burner set to low, remove the control knob and secure the burner valve stem with a pair of pliers. Using a 1/8 inch non-flared flathead screwdriver, rotate the adjustment screw inside the stem clockwise to reduce the flame height, and counterclockwise to increase the height of the flame. With the burner flames properly adjusted, replace the control knob or knobs. You can check the operation of the oven and broil burner by opening the broiler door. Then press Bake or Broil on the control panel, followed by Start. The oven burner should light within 40 seconds and eventually will begin to cycle on and off to maintain the selected temperature. The flame should be 1/2 inch in length with an inner cone of bluish green. The outer cone should be dark blue with no yellow tip, and the flame should remain steady. If you need to adjust the flame, Turn the oven off and wait for the burner to cool down. Open the oven door and remove the oven rack. Now remove the burner access tray. Locate the air shutter near the rear wall of the oven and loosen the shutter screw. Rotate the shutter counterclockwise to allow more air into the burner tube to increase the size of the flame, or clockwise to restrict the air to reduce the flame size. Turn the oven back on to confirm the flame is properly adjusted. Once the flame is set, turn the oven off. Wait for the burner to cool down, then tighten the shutter screw. Reposition the burner access tray. Replace the oven rack. Then close the oven door, along with the broiler door, and the gas range should be ready for use.